The old saying goes that men come from Mars and women from Venus. That sort of talk has been going on for years. Men and women's differences have been discussed in a wide variety of contexts, from nursery rhymes to adult novels to psychology textbooks. Finding out what characteristics are specific to being a man or a woman has become an obsession for most of us. Inquiring minds want to know, what do women want? So much easier to navigate relationships when you know what women want from men. In today's video, we'll talk about 5 things that men must know about women nature. Hello and welcome. Let's get straight into the video. A few things men need to learn about women that they probably don't already know. To begin with, we don't need you to fix anything, just hear us out. As a marriage counselor, I've been asked to elaborate on this particular point more than any other. If someone is having a bad day, it's much more helpful to simply say, "Sounds like you've had a really bad day," than to try to fix it, unless there's a nail in our head, in which case we want to feel something entirely different. All women really want to feel is seen, heard, and supported. Check out one of my favorite viral videos on this topic, which is guaranteed to make you laugh out loud. Second, we place importance on the trivial. You don't have to go above and beyond or spare no expense to win our approval. Perhaps you won't believe me, but considering that intelligence is the most prized trait, this is always the case. Small, unobtrusive acts of kindness, such as a kind word or a gentle touch, go a long way towards demonstrating your affection. More than a dozen roses, when my husband walks in the door with a beautiful flower he picked up on the way, it makes me feel loved and cared for. The moment he walks in carrying a fresh bouquet of flowers, details often seemingly minor can be crucial. Third, our tears are not an indication of weakness or fear. After we started dating, and again after we got married, John had to get used to the fact that I cry easily. It took him a while to get used to the idea of me crying for reasons other than sadness, such as anger, excitement, impatience, or joy, because he learned that crying is a sign of grief growing up with 4 brothers. The tears shed because it's that time of the month. I'm just having one of those days, or I have no idea why I'm sobbing, are not included in the total. It's important for men to keep in mind that crying is not a sign of weakness, but rather a sign of strength as they work to comprehend these tears. Honestly, the bravery to express oneself openly and honestly, real connection, authenticity, the ability to feel deeply connect with others, as well as the strength to act on one's emotions. When we wake up, our appearance is very different from how it was before we went to bed. No matter how many classes in psychology and counseling I've taken, how many books I've read, or how much research projects I've been a part of, I can't seem to figure out why. In the world, our women wake up looking like crazy zombie people, while our husbands look even cuter. I have studied the topic extensively through reading and by taking part in numerous studies, but I can't seem to wrap my head around. When we first open our eyes in the morning, we're barely recognizable because for some reason we deteriorate while we sleep. I think every man should know this before he gets married. Don't worry, my husband assures me it's not as bad as I make it sound. For a discussion of this issue from a male perspective, see the second post. Having a good heart is what we find most attractive in a man. Regardless of the other signals the world may try to feed you, you must never, under any circumstance, allow yourself to lose sight of the most important aspect of the situation. A good woman will value your faith, purity, character, honesty, and integrity more than any material possession you could ever give her. Our culture may lead you to believe that good guys have less than a chance of finding a life partner, but this couldn't be further from the truth. See what women really want in a man for more on this subject. True, men and women don't always see things from the same perspective, but the beauty of having different perspectives is that it makes for richer relationships. I raise a glass to God, the ultimate artist, whose handiwork can be seen in everything from our biological makeup to the way we relate to one another. Men should be aware that, 1. It's important for women to be loved. Lots of ladies wonder if we really love them. We men can take 1 or 2 paths to address this issue. Put her at ease at first saying "I love you" to them in times of conflict is a great way to reassure them that everything will be okay, and they will always have our love and support. The 2 of us will get through this. She doesn't need space to vent her anger, she just wants to be hugged and held. The next thing to do is to try to catch her attention. It's just as important to keep pursuing women once you're in a relationship as it was to do when you were single and looking for a wife. Number 2, a woman's desire to be heard is number 2 on the list. Although it's extremely difficult to put oneself in a woman's shoes, it is one of the most important that we attempt to do so. We could benefit from remembering that most women's minds are like computers, in that they constantly have multiple windows open and are juggling a lot of different pieces of information. Women constantly juggle numerous thoughts and emotions simultaneously, whereas men can only focus on one at a time. It happens so often that I've stopped keeping track. My wife, my kids, and their friends are all in the same room, but they're discussing 3 completely different things at once, and amazingly, they were able to express themselves to one another. Consequently, our best hope is that by learning how women think on a fundamental level, we can also learn how they feel. Number 3, women should feel they can trust others emotionally. Women long for a feeling of security. It's important to be financially secure, but that shouldn't come before feeling physically and mentally secure. Women worry about practical matters like housing, financial obligations, and educational funding, but what really matters is that they can feel emotionally connected to us and know that we'll always be there for them no matter what. Number 4, women value having their opinions taken seriously. Guys, she doesn't want us to try to figure out a solution. She wants us to hear her out. She may have asked for our thoughts on the matter, but she clearly has no intention of actually using our advice. In fact, she really wants to grasp how she feels about the situation, and she especially wants us to share her sentiments. Sayings like, "I'm so sorry that happened," or "Thank you for sharing that with me," are appropriate ways to express your condolences. Preparing some words to say to her is a good idea. Number 5, women long for the opportunity to feel beautiful. Basically, she needs to know that we find her attractive and that she is the sole focus of our love. What she really wants to know is, am I beautiful to him? Even though there are probably a lot of mirrors in your home, the one that matters most to your wife is you. Let me know what you think about these 5 revelations about women that men haven't known before. Tell us in the comment section down below. And if you guys like this video, then be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Also, if you don't want to miss out on any new future videos, then make sure to click on the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you are notified the next time we upload a video on the latest. Thanks for watching.